Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 State Ice Cream Review. Today I'm in Wakefield, Rhode Island at Brickley's Ice Cream, trying the two flavors, black raspberry chip and apple pie. Let's get started with black raspberry chip. Now I will admit, I broke a little rule today because the black raspberry chip is frozen yogurt and not ice cream. You may be wondering, well Benjamin, why did you get frozen yogurt instead of ice cream? Well, I kept seeing frozen yogurt as an option on all of the Rhode Island ice cream shops that I went to. I wasn't actually able to visit any other ice cream shops in Rhode Island other than this one. But whenever I looked at the menus of the other ones, I saw frozen yogurt on the menu. And it was a curious peculiarity because I don't often see frozen yogurt on ice cream menus. But eating this, it's quite good. I will admit, I'm not a frozen yogurt expert like I am an ice cream expert. But it really does play like a regular ice cream. But it does have that yogurty tang to it. It's somewhat unusual because the only frozen yogurt I'm used to is the soft serve kind. Back in Maryland, I would go to Yogi Topi, or I believe it's used to be Yogi Berry when I got it, and it definitely tasted more like a soft serve custard. But this is very close to mimicking a standard ice cream. I quite enjoy it. It feels lighter than ice cream. And while I was in line ordering the ice cream, I actually looked up what a black raspberry was, because for all my life I've had black raspberry ice creams while thinking that it was just a variation of a blackberry or a variation of a raspberry. Turns out it's its own fruit. What do you know? And it's not just a marketing scam. Apparently it's just a sweeter version of a blackberry that's much more easily used in jams on other sorts of treats. And I also did some research on frozen yogurt, insofar as the difference between the two of frozen yogurt and ice cream is, of course, frozen yogurt's made out of yogurt, but typically it'll contain less fat and more sugar. So depending on what you're trying to hit for your nutrients, this definitely is a healthier option out of the sweet treats that you're eating. Alright, let's move on to the apple pie, because I've been craving a good apple pie ice cream since I started this trip. I've been missing this. And it's funny that I have frozen yogurt and ice cream side by side. Ice cream really coats the mouth. It creates this sensation of fullness on the tongue. Whereas the frozen yogurt, it sort of comes and goes. I don't know if that's because of the higher fat content or because it's derived from yogurt, but ice cream, it really feels as though it's being absorbed across the entire palate. Whereas this frozen yogurt seems to just be in and out. You're consuming it and it's done. There's no lingering element to it, which isn't a bad thing. It's just something to note. I love apple pie ice cream so much. It's kind of hard to get it right because a lot of times when you're putting the apple chunks in the ice cream, the apple can freeze solid. So you have to take special precautions to can the apple or bake it, cook it beforehand, to make sure that it's not going to freeze solid in the ice cream. And there is still a little bit of an iciness when you're consuming this apple pie ice cream with the little apple chunks, but it's not egregious in any sense of the word. And it actually is a bit refreshing because it's a bit crunchy, but it's chewy crunchy. It feels more purposeful than the jalapeno ice cream, strawberry jalapeno ice cream I had way back like 15 episodes ago. And now for a curious combination. Let's see if these two work together. Well, that's strange. The cinnamon sweetness from the apple pie is mixing well with the chocolate chunks in the black raspberry. But the black raspberry flavor is being overpowered entirely by the ice cream. Honestly, it tastes more like an apple pie chip ice cream than a combination of the two flavors. But it's good. I'm a fan. I've been getting a lot of duds with my mixing recently, but I would say this one is better than the sum of both its parts. Okay. I think I'm ready for my closing thoughts. This ice cream shop is right on Main Street, and there is seating just to the side of the building. It has shaded benches and a little stone wall you can sit on. Very family friendly, and it almost encourages you to walk up, get a cone of ice cream, and then keep walking down the city street. You can, of course, stop and relax and enjoy your ice cream, but this flows with the rest of the town. And it's just such a charming little place to be. I'm of course in a back alley because I don't like to disturb the patrons, but there's like a line down the block. It's a very smart move. It shows there is a desire for ice cream, and everyone is lining up to get this delicious homemade ice cream. This was a very high quality experience with very well made flavors and a fairly reasonable price. It was $6.50, which I would expect for an ice cream shop that's on the main road with high rent prices. Overall, I'd say yeah, come by if you're in the south of Rhode Island. Brickley's ice cream has good prices, good ice cream, and a very high quality feel. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfiltermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.